point left. And again, the witnesses are timing your move and when you're starting. Coaches, please remember your forms for the two team events. Only possible a little later today. And also for the guests wanting the banquet tickets, it's the very last day to provide them. Clear, then men practice. in front of you. We're ready. Good luck.
Welcome back. We're getting ready to start Girls Squad 2 at the European Youth Championships 2018 here in Aalborg. We just finished Squad 1 and we have Denmark in the lead at let's see, plus 70, and then we have Netherlands in second at plus 5 and Malta in third at minus 29, and then Sweden in fourth. So it's going to be interesting to see how much this is going to change after this squad. After this squad, the combined top 4 will move on to the semifinals, where number 1 will face number 4 and number 2 will face number 3 for a chance to meet in the final match for the gold medal. That will be on live tonight. But first we have 6 games here. This squad again, we have a lot of good, good girls teams. Obviously, some of the favorites are going to be Sweden, Denmark, England, and but as we saw last time, we had a surprise in Malta, sitting in third right now, and. Again, the girls here are bowling on a 39-foot kegel pattern. The ratio is 2.7 to 1, so it's not a super easy pattern, but also should be able to see some good scores as we saw in the first squad. Looks like from what we saw earlier today that in the beginning, the best solution to lanes is playing him fairly far right, fairly straight. You want to have your breakpoint out around 4, 5, 6 board. And from then on, you kind of have to Sorry for the interruption, I just ran out of battery, so all set again. And as I was saying, the pattern is 39 feet, 2.7 to 1 ratio, so it's not super difficult, but not super easy either. So I think we should be seeing some decent scores, but the girls here definitely have to earn their scores. Here the first game looks like the best solution is playing pretty far right, You want to have your breakpoint out around the fifth board, going pretty straight with a fairly smooth ball to control the change of direction. From then on, it's you have to move a little left. I think both with your feet and your breakpoint, but it's very much a question of figuring out when to switch balls and what balls to switch to. We saw that last block where a lot of the girls struggled a little bit later with figuring out which ball they needed to switch to when the one they were using wasn't striking anymore. So let's see if what kind of advice the coaches have given their players for this squad. And again, the top four from the first squad was Denmark, Netherlands, Malta, and Sweden. But I think we're gonna have a few teams from this squad make it into the top four. Early on here, I'm trying to watch England a little bit. They're up on 15-16. England's first double didn't have the, they looks like they're fairly close to being lined up, and both of them throw it pretty well, so hopefully they can get a good score here. And it's always fun to hear the English supporters when the players are striking, so hopefully they'll put on a good show here. And we have a little bit, actually funny, on 15-16, we have a Battle of Britain with Ireland and England being on the same pair. So let's see who wins that match. Watching England ball here, the first couple frames, it looks like they're kind of in the same area as the Danish girls were from the beginning. Maybe a little bit closer to what Mika was doing than what Megan was doing. Not quite as far right as Megan were, but a little bit straighter up 5 or up 6, 7, 8. But again, throwing those stronger, earlier, smoother balls. So looks like most of the girls are starting to figure out what's the right thing to do. It looks like England is pretty close. They're using quite a lot of surfers, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna affect the transition they face. Because it could be a good thing. They could be to where their balls reach so early that they don't really need to make a lot of adjustments, or it could be, but it could also be that that their ball starts burning up really quickly and they have to get into a different ball pretty early in this block. We'll see. So far, I like their strategy, and it's just a matter of seeing if they can make enough good shots and good decisions going through these 6 games. A little bit further down we have Sweden bowling. They're off to a pretty decent start on 11 and 12. A couple opens, but also some doubles. So good start for Sweden here. And it looks like Sweden, both girls from Sweden have a little more rip rate and a little more speed than a lot of the other girls in the field here, which might allow them to use a little bit more of the other girls' breakdown. So that could be an advantage for Sweden in the later games here. We also have, on this end, we also have Turkey and Belgium. It's nice to see Turkey starting to participate more in the championships. And certainly, I always enjoyed going to both Ankara and Istanbul when they had European Tour tournaments there. So seeing the Turkish players come out here and improve and get better is really great. I just had donate to break up a to end a string of 4 strikes for Judith Freeman from Sweden. But again, I think the Swedish girls looks like they're lined up really well. So I'm expecting that they get up to a good start here in this block. from Belgium, we have two girls. I think they throw it really nice. They technique looks pretty good. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten off to that great of a start. I think they might just be might be throwing a little bit too shiny kind of ball. Hopefully they can figure it out and make some good adjustments here. Further down the line here, we have Netherlands. Their first girls doubles were currently in second, and we have Germany, who are off to a good start here. Then we have Finland and Norway. Norway is actually off to a really good start. Sofia Hulstedt is has a chance to shoot 260 here. And from Finland we have Pepi Konsteri, just left 3-6-10. And her dad certainly knows a thing or two about striking Aalborg. He won Aalborg International twice, Sami Konsteri. So hopefully he's giving his daughter some good advice. And then on 5 and 6 we have, 3 and 4 we have the Danish girls, Lena and Cecilia. They are grinding a little bit this first game, probably a little nervous. This is Cecilia's first championships, so hopefully they can finish up good here and get a very big crowd behind them, so lack of support is not an issue here. We see down here in 3 and 4 we see Cecilia actually using quite a lot of angle compared to a lot of the other girls. Her speed is a little bit lower, so she might have a hard time going quite as straight as some of the other girls, but it looks like she might be trying to play a little too far left, which means she doesn't have much hold to work with yet. Might get better as she goes and the lanes break down, but right now she's struggling a little bit. Come back up in the high end. Let's take a look at what's been happening here. Team England is doing quite well. Been striking a little bit since I walked away, so they probably don't want me to be down here looking at what they're doing. Because it seems like they don't strike when I'm here. Sweden looking for a good game chance at 2-0 and 247 for Sweden. So we have up on 17-18, we have Hungary bowling 223. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a doubles partner, but certainly a good start for her. And a strike for Sophie from England. So, looks like England's gonna have a good start here too. .189 for Sweden Judith, and now we have Hannah, who has a chance at 247. And she strikes. So Sweden off to a good start here. Believe they are leading this first squad, or this second squad so far, but 5 more games to go, so anything can happen. Netherlands also off to a good start. They already have second place with their first doubles, so maybe the Netherlands are going for 2 medals. And trip 2 for Hannah. 240. So it looks like we're gonna have Sweden in the lead here for the first game, and then Netherlands in second place. So looks like Netherlands would like to have all 4 girls in the medals round. So now we just wait for the girls to move pairs and we'll get game 2 going. Let us see. And it looks like again, this squad, the best solution is going a little bit straighter early on, but still playing pretty far right. You want to be out around that 5-7 board with the break horn and going pretty straight up at it. Some of the girls that are using a little bit more angle are struggling here early on, but let's see what happens when we get a little further along. And I have some... Oh, sorry, I misspoke earlier. Austria is in the lead with 439. Sweden is second with 434. And Netherlands is third with 423. Let's find Austria and go take a look at what they're doing. Austria is down on 1 and 2. Let's see what they have to show us. got some pretty good scores from a handful of teams here in squad 2. So looks like we could 2 or 3 new teams go into the medal round. I think the 2 Danish girls, Megan and Mika, posted a high enough score to where they're gonna make if that's correct, and who else gets there. Austria has nice, especially she had 247 the game and started with a double this game. Throws very well. Good speed, good hand. Looks like she's fairly straight from out, crossing about probably like around 10 at the arrows, going out to 6, 7. Well, looks like that's the good spot to be in this squad. Her partner's around the same area, maybe just a little further left, but also has a little slower speed, a little lower rev rate. So, so that's quite natural. Definitely looks like Austria is has come to play this squad. And I don't know when the last time was that Austria won a medal in girl competition at a European Championship, but I think it's been quite a few years, so let's see if they can do it this year. Oh, fell off her shot, but still went dead flush. So Austria definitely looks good. Well, looks like they're just need to throw good shots now. So I'll go up here and watch Sweden a little bit. Sweden got off to a good start. They're second. Their first girl doubles were 4th in the first squad. So see if these 2 girls can improve on that. Again, like in the first squad, we see that when the players move from their first pair in game 1 to game 2, they have to make. Seems like there's a fairly big difference, so they have to make a lot of make some adjustments going through that, and then it can be a little bit tricky. I'm watching the Swedes here. Haven't watched much, but it looks like they've already started making ball changes. So they might be seeing a little bit of what we saw in the first squad, where as they move pairs, they have to move a little further left and get into balls that kind of respond a little bit more, make a little bit more of a move down on the back, and I'm sure that the Swedish coaches told Hannah and Judith that from the first squad, and they are prepared for when that happens. It looks like Hannah has moved a little left, probably trying to get away from a little bit of the hang that might be on that pair. We saw that when in the first squad that a lot of the girls struggled on 13 and 14. Seemed like there was a little bit more hang on the outside, which caused them to go light a few times. And I got a new question here. I'm gonna answer that a little bit later when it's a little bit of downtime here in between games. So I'm gonna answer a new question there. Let's see here. Sweden. We have Anna, who has a chance for a double. You definitely see that that same thing that a lot of the other girls have had on 13-14. Anna had a really good look the first block, and it looks like 13-14 just hooks a little bit more in the front part of the lane and are a little bit tighter to the right. So what that does is the ball loses energy, and when it hits the pocket, it has a hard time getting the 10 to fall, and if they miss right, it has a hard time hooking back. So what they probably need to do is maybe go to a little bit cleaner ball and move a little left to get away from that hang to the right. And again, we see that moving pairs from game 1 to game 2 can be pretty tricky. Now we have the Netherlands, who started out strong with 2-10 and 2-13, now struggling to get to the pocket. And 9 and 10 just seems like they're being a little right now. Anik can figure out this pair and finish off a good game here. Oh, close to making the spare. And we see Netherlands really struggling now. They're starting to throw some bad shots too, which probably is because they're not quite sure what their ball is doing and what they need to do. Hopefully they can make some good adjustments here and get back on track. And I just got a question here. What do you think caused the big difference between squad 1 and 2 yesterday? That's a hard question. I didn't have a chance to watch too much of the play yesterday, so it's a hard question for me to answer. But there's a lot of things that could go into that. The lanes could play a little bit different. If for some reason they got a little. Normally, what happens when they keep re-oiling, the pattern starts playing a little bit flatter. The fronts start to hook a little bit more, and they get a little tighter down lane. So if that meant that the outside hooked a little bit less and the inside hooked a little bit more, they could very well have had a little bit less room to work with, which would of course translate into lower scores. Then if I don't know what the field was, but if the field also started, because of that, if the field started too far to the left, they didn't break down probably, and again, that leads to lower scores. So I would think it would be something like that, and that difference that can be from squad to squad how they play aren't because anyone tried to do something different or the lane man put down a different pattern or something. It's just a difference between temperature and humidity in the ball tender and the lanes being oiled over and over again. So and then the thing with championships here, you always have of course some players, some teams are better than others, and if yesterday the most countries decided to have their best doubles in the first squad, well then maybe there were less of the favorite teams in squad 2 and less teams that could shoot that big of a score they needed for top 4 spot. So it's hard to say, but it's definitely it's going to be interesting to see today if we see the same same trend. There's definitely some good teams in this squad, so I expect to see some pretty good scores here from the girls. Sweden seems like they're getting closer to finding a solution. At least they have a chance to bail out this game with a 190 and a 2-0. They can strike out. And game 2 is always difficult. You're moving from pair where you had control of it in practice, to where you could break it down the way you wanted to a pair where you don't know what's happened, and that's a lot of times that's the biggest difference you're gonna see pair to pair. That's from game 1 to game 2. So let's see who survives this game the best, and then work from there. The Netherlands are really struggling this game. They definitely need to make some changes for game 3 to get back on track here. To me, it just looks like I think the first ball of the Netherlands, Bianca, is in the right part of the lane. I think she's just using either too much access from that to angle her on the back end. So you would probably need to go smooth the ball or get her hand more up the back of it, while their second bowler looks like a little too far left. If you could parallel everything a few boards to the right, I think she would be fine. Down on 1 and 2, we have Austria with a 171 and a chance at 255 for Jacqueline Vitura. And 10 pin first shot, so with a spare she's gonna shoot 230. It's another game over 400 for the Austrian team. So Austria seems to be sticking around. Let's see England. What's England doing this game? 176 and a chance at 190. So fortunately, game 2 seems to be a little bit tricky for most of the girls. Again, I think the cut score for the girls here for top 4 is going to be right around par, right around 2400. We have Netherlands from the first squad with 2405 and Malta at 2371. And I think it's gonna take right around that 2400, maybe. Could be 2370, it could also be 2430, but right in that area. Sweden managed to finish off pretty well with 172 and 205. So they are sitting at 811. I believe that puts them in second still. Squad. A nice good save here in game 2. Definitely think they got through it pretty well, considering the issues they had early on that game, and now it's just a matter of seeing if they can continue the good trend. So just waiting for the last couple teams to finish up here, and then we'll move into game 3. Finland has a chance to, unfortunately, it didn't strike there. Had a chance to shoot about 400 with a spare and a double in the 10th. So they didn't have the best first game, but shooting 390, 400 here in game 2 is not that bad of a score. Scores are pretty low here in game 2. Okay, so I'll try and see if I can find a good place to watch here in game 3. get ready for game 3. Four games more to go, and now's the time to put your foot on the speeder and get going. I am currently standing behind lanes 6 and 7, so I should have a decent look at a couple of the good teams here. I'm gonna spend a little time behind the Danish team right now, just to see what they're doing and if they can make a little run. They're currently at 711 at minus 89, so they probably need a couple good games here to get back in contention, but certainly not out of it. So far, Austria is still in the lead with 843, Sweden is at second with 811, and Germany is third with 778. So out of the gate here, scores are a little bit lower than the first squad. But that could certainly change when some squads you see the scores being really high in the start and then kind of drop off, and other times it's the other way around. They start out lower and turn out to be higher, and it's all a matter of how players break them down. And this could very well be one of those times where they might just take a little time to develop, but then they develop better than the earlier squad. We saw the first squad where they actually looked really good from the start, and then all the scores kind of went down towards the end, and we could see, if we see something similar this squad, well then there's probably gonna be 3 or even 4 teams that make the middle round from the first squad. But if we see the scores kind of go up during the games here, then this squad 2 here could end up being the highest scoring of the two. Looking at 7 and 8 here, we have the Danish girls and the girls from Iceland. Both teams are struggling a little bit, but off to quick doubles here for Cecilia and look like both Cecilia and Lena just got a double too, have been making some ball changes, and Lena has switched to much shinier, much weaker ball, and seems like she's going, I don't think she's really moved her feet much, but it looks like she's just trying to go a little straighter through the front, so she's not trying to get the ball quite as far right as she was early on. Cecilia has gone to a cleaner ball, but still a smooth ball, and looks like she's actually moved a little bit right. Not trying to hook the ball as much, but trying to definitely look like both of them have a good look right now. it's not unusual up here in Aalborg to see a difference between 7 and 8, being that lane 8 hooks a little more and hooks a little more consistently than lane 7, and we saw Cecilia go light in the second frame for a strike on lane 7, so lane 7 might be a little bit tighter. And it's going to be interesting to see when she gets over there in the fourth frame if she makes a move. Or you can also see Lena's ball pick up stronger on lane 8, so definitely looks like lane 8 has a little more mid lane and a little more consistent hook than lane 7. Danish girls are, like I said, 89 under, so they need a good game here to get back up. Up near that 200 average mark. Certainly up to a good start here. Let's see Cecilia. That was missed left and 3-9. Couldn't really tell if she made an adjustment there, but I definitely think she pulled that one a little bit because she didn't want to risk going light again. So needs to make her spare here and move on, throw a good shot on lane again. We have Cecilia makes the spare. We have Germany on lane 3 too. Off to a pretty good start this game, and Germany was also close to the top in third with 778. So Germany with a couple good games here can certainly make a charge too. Good shot from Lena there. Little left off the other one, but that's the lane 7 is the right lane to move to this left on the tighter of the two lanes, so it's gonna have a little bit more hold. Down on 1 and 2, we have England off to a good start with Turkey and a double early on. England was also off to a decent start the first two games. So if they keep striking here, they could certainly make a move up the standings too. And good shot from Cecilia. Definitely looks like lane 8 is the better of the two for the two Danish girls. Lane 7's seems like it's a little tighter, a little more difficult for them to get the ball to read consistently on that lane. So they need to throw some good shots over there. Lane 8 seems like it's only a matter of them throwing good enough shot. Oh, that's left from lane, and that's not the lane you want to miss left on. 3-10 split. Fortunately, not a difficult spare. good spare from Melina there, making the 3-10. England with one more strike, so seems like game 2 was a transition game for the girls here, where they had to. Lanes played a little different than their first game. They had to make some changes, but also seems like that towards the end of game 2, they figured out those changes, and now they're pretty well lined up again here in game 3. So I expect the scores to start going up a little bit here. Good spare from Melina there. 2 good spares from Melina on not very good first shots. Looks like she's pulling the ball a little bit, missing left. So she probably just needs to relax a little bit and make sure she gets the ball to the right, because it looks like she has plenty of hook to work with. She just needs to get it out to the right area. Another strike for England. They're game here, Donald. Let's see Cecilia here on lane 8. This is the good lane for the 2 girls. It has a little more mid lane, a little more hook. And that was a little left. Looked like she got it. I don't know if she may have walked a little more left, but everything looked a little left on that shot. It skidded a little bit too far and left the 10 pin, but still close, easy spare here. A good spare for Cecilia and the two Danish girls. Certainly giving themselves a chance here. 2 not so good games to start. We just had Sophie from Team England make the super washout. Good spare. Another shot through the nose from Melina, and this is probably the time where you have to start thinking about making an adjustment, because you might be throwing bad shots, but are you throwing shots that did you just throw 3 shots in a row that were that bad? And even if you did, if you threw 3 shots in a row that were that bad, then you might have to start doing something different to get your body out of throwing the ball that way. Let's see, you have Germany on 3 and 4, and they are struggling a little bit with spare shooting, but otherwise playing a pretty good game, and a little wide for Cecilia. Fortunate to leave a split there, but she missed right on the title lane, and yeah, it's hard to get away with that. See if she can make this one. No, fortunately not. Still got a chance at a 2:30 game. See Lena if she can get lined back up here. Look like she moved to the left. Got it right. And still hooked. So Lena might be caught in a little bit of transition. Still think she's not getting it far enough to the right, but at the same time it's hooking every time she missed left, so maybe she needs to move just a little bit further left, or maybe she needs a different ball. We have there's a bit of shot from Cecilia. Alright. Good shot, just didn't quite finish strong enough. Cool. Can still shoot 220. Two Danish girls certainly bowling a better game here than the first two, giving themselves a chance to get in the run for top 4. Nice strike by Iceland there for Turkey. That was closer for Lena. Only a 4-pin this time. Think a few bad shots this game, and a little bit slow at making the adjustments. But when you start with a 4-bagger, it's hard to it can be a little hard to make adjustments. But she's staying clean, making her spares, and that's big here. Scoring pace isn't super high, so as long as you make your spares, you give yourself a chance. England bowling is still bowling a good game. Germany is shooting a big game and a low game, so but if they finish off, they're gonna get a pretty good score out of this game. One's close. A little bit bad carry here towards the end for Cecilia. Don't know if she has moved her feet a little bit, but it doesn't look like the ball is reading the lane quite as easy as it was early on in the game. So let's see if when she makes this, try a different ball for on the fill shot, and to see a different reaction going into the last 3 games. It looks like Cecilia is trying a different ball here. Let's see what she sees. Certainly a different ball. Actually, you know, that was a miss to the right, but it looked a little bit cleaner and smoother. So certainly a different option. I think she's gonna go back to the ball she was using this game when we start game 4 here, and hopefully she has look on lane 9 and 10 to Lena. Close. Oh, a little more speed on that shot. I know she looked like she missed left again, but that little bit extra speed helped it on. That might be Lena's just throw the ball rather than trying to move your feet a whole lot. A little unfortunate for the two girls here that they couldn't keep going from the good start they had. 208 and 218 are certainly two good games, but they had a chance at shooting 230, 240 each. But couple bad shots, a little bit of bad carry, and at least they got everything going in the right direction again. Let's see, Germany. Germany and England. England opening in the 10th frame for 212, so they are gonna shoot right around 400 for 410. On stone 8. So 408 with a spare strike, and not quite what they were hoping for probably, but still a game that keeps them going in the right direction, and they're gonna be about 25 under after this game. And remember, third place from squad 1 was minus 29, so certainly not a bad spot to be in. And Germany 230 chance here from Franziska. It's a good game in keeping her partner up despite her struggling a little bit. So Germany looking to stay near the top. Up in the high end, finish off here, we have Netherlands going 208 and 162, which unfortunately isn't going to help them that much after a bad second game. Ireland bowling a good game this game, 207, 221. They got up to a little bit of a slow start, but if they can keep this up, shooting 420, 430 every game from now on, they sure is gonna have a chance. Austria, Jacqueline keeps going, had a chance to 228 with a spare. Unfortunately, her partner had a rough game here, 149, but they're still going to be over par for the 3 games here, so in good position to make a run at the medals. Sweden shot 213 and 199, so they picked up a few pins on that 200 average, and are gonna be in. They're gonna be pretty much tied with Austria for first in this squad. Russia also bowled a good game, 195, 203, sitting at 1139. So basically only need one big game where both girls shoot game of 460, 470, and they're right up there in the top of this field again. So far, this squad scores are not high, but they're not low either. It just seems like everybody's trying to kind of figure out what's gonna happen with the transition, and really the only one that seems to have like a really good look is Jacqueline Vitura from Austria. I believe she has right around 700 right now. We saw first squad, Mika Glubek from Denmark, 705 for the first three, and Jacqueline is right around that same score. So those two seem to have the best idea of what is going on here. Now it's just a matter of seeing if they if Jacqueline can keep it up. We saw Mika running into a little bit of trouble when the balls he was throwing got a little too slow, a little too early, because a little too much friction on the lanes, and she had to make some ball changes, and she hesitated a little bit with making a ball change, and then had to figure out which was the right one, and then which adjustments to make when she got into the right ball. Let's see what Jacqueline's gonna do here, and hopefully she keeps up with the striking, and can help her partner get back on track after a rough third game here. While we wait for the girls to start bowling in, I got a question earlier today about what my best memories from the European Youth from my own European Youth Championships were, and I have a lot of good memories from European Youth Championships. I had the chance to bowl 5 of them, which I'm very lucky to get a chance to bowl that many. And I think obviously my two greatest moments for me was winning the gold medal in all events twice, and in 2005 and 2008, especially the one in 2008 meant it's very clear in my mind because it was extremely close, and I doubled in the 10th frame of the last game to win. I think that's something I remember very clear in my mind. But I have a lot of good memories. I had a lot of fun times with our teams. So definitely a great experience to bowl in these championships. No matter if you win or lose, I'd say that another great memory I have was from being in my first championships back in 2004. I didn't bowl very well, but just being there, seeing the intensity from the players in the middle, or when they were bowling for medals, and the guys that won, and watching those guys be up on the podium receiving their medals and singing their national anthem, that was really good. That was my first introduction to that, and that so very happy that the year after I was able to be on top of that podium and receive and be singing the Danish national anthem. So those are probably my some of my best memories from European Youth Championships. Alright, we have a new standing. Sweden 1221, Austria 1220, England 1173, and Germany 1150. Scores from the first squad was Denmark at 2470, and Netherlands at 2405. So, and then Malta at 2371. So if you can stay around that 198 200 average, looks like you're have a good chance at making the finals. But I think this game I'm gonna try to see if I can get a good look at Jacqueline Ventura from Austria and her partner, to see what they're doing and why Jacqueline is striking that much. They're on 15-16 right now. Unfortunately, Michelle is started with 2 opens. Wow, and that actually looked like a pretty decent shot from Jacqueline, and just hooked right at the arrow. So she might be seeing a little more hook than she's done on the first 3 games, and have to make an adjustment here. Another good memory for me, actually, from was bowling. I got to bowl 1 European champion or youth championship in Copenhagen, in Rødovre, in our home country, and it's a very special experience when you're doing that, because there's so many people there supporting you, rooting you on, and it can be a distraction, but it's also a huge help. So when I'm seeing all the Danish supporters up here, it's great to know that they're here for the players, and it really showed the first squad of the girls here that they had a lot of support behind them, and I think that's what also what helped them stay calm. Let's see Jacqueline here. It looks like she moved to the left and just let the ball hook, and she throws it really, really well. Good speed, good swing, real good knee bend. She releases it well. A little more A little more axis rotation. A little more axis rotation than you see from a lot of the men, but her rep rate is also, even though it's higher than most of the girls, it's a little bit lower than for a lot of the boys or men, so it's okay to have a little more axis rotation then. Plus it also helps her get the ball through the fronts. Well, let's see, I haven't really seen Michelle throw it yet, but she just struck the last shot. And see if she can get a double here. I'm not sure how old Michelle is. She doesn't look that old. She looks pretty young, but definitely some good tendencies in her game. Just needs a little more practice, and I'm sure she'll get there. She'll be really good too, because footwork, swing, release looks pretty good.
Okay, come on.
Unfortunately, she's not quite lined up right now, so probably need to make a couple adjustments here. Get back online. That looked like a bad shot from Jacqueline, but got a break, strike. I have to say, some of my best memories from European Youth Championships is also the social times you had with your team and the other countries, and that's something I think we had a lot of fun, both on and off the lanes when I was trying to follow these youth championships, and that's definitely something I remember really, really well. Good shot from Michelle then. I would say she's doesn't look that bad. I think maybe she could move a little right with her feet and her break point. It looked like she might be just a little too far left to have any hold. If she got everything just parallel a little to the right, she might have a little more hold and a little more hook to the right. Oh.
System, eh?
Alright, so I'm back again. Sweden is bowling a pretty good game over on 17-18. Unfortunately, just had a 9 miss, but still looking good. Trying to keep up their scores and stay over par. Oh, sorry. Good spare from Jacqueline there, but unfortunately they're kind of struggling this game. Need a couple doubles here to stay close to that 200 average mark, which is going to be, I think that's going to be right around the cut. Sweden. And Judith from Sweden strike again. She has a 257 game possible here if she can strike out. So definitely Sweden seems like they came to play this squad and want to get one of those spots in the top 4. Not as strong.
Okay, come on, lad.
It looks like let's see what Jacqueline does here. It's definitely a ball change, and she got away with that. I think she made a ball change and didn't move her feet. And I think she needs to move her feet now. It looks like that ball was actually a little earlier maybe than the other balls she was throwing, but still not overly angular. So I think that ball can work. She just needs to move her feet a couple boards. Unfortunately, Michelle is struggling on this period now as a 2-4-10. Again, I think she's just too far left with her feet and target. If she would move everything a little to the right, I think she would have more space to the right and a little more hold. Good spare from Hanna. Sweden looking to shoot a good game here. Definitely looked like a good ball change there. I think Jacqueline moved a couple boards to the left there, and that ball picked up early and kept going. So good ball change here. I expect her to start getting back on that strike train that she was on earlier. unfortunately, this is probably gonna be a little bit of a bad game for Austria. So they need a good finish here, and then to make 2 good games to finish off here. Good spare from Michelle. Sweden, unfortunately, again open in 10th game, 217. So they're gonna shoot right around 400, staying above par, above that 200 average, and still looking good as to getting a spot in the top 4. Let's see if Jacqueline can put a double together here. She got the 4-7 last time, went high. Let's see. Oh, looked like she moved left, but I don't know if she got a little slow with that one. Definitely missed. Got it a little bit further got a little bit earlier to the right than she did on the other shots, and looked like it just hit that friction early and hooked. So lane 16 might be a little might start to develop a little bit of a hook spot early on the lane. The 217 and 181 for Sweden, 398, and they're gonna be at plus 19 with 2 games to go. Well, we just had a player on lane 12 from Lithuania. She threw a little bit of bad shot, missed the head there to the right, but had a pin come up and knock down all 3 remaining pins for a strike. Not bad. Good strike from Michelle there. Let's see, just going down the line here a little bit. Haven't been paying too close attention to the lower part of the center this game. We have Denmark 188, 182. So unfortunately they're 96 under now. They need two really good games to here. Probably need to shoot like 440, 440 the last two to have it at getting a medal, getting at this point, with 2 games to go, it looked like like Denmark 1 with Mika and Megan are gonna be safe for making the medal matches. Germany had 188 and 234, so they're at minus 28. So still very much in the running for top 4. I think the Netherlands for squad 1 with 24.05 looks like a good score. I think that I think they I think they have a good chance. Well, let's see here. England's bowling a really good game, both looking at 220, 230 if they strike here. So I like their so they're very much putting their name in the hat for the top. And I think England struck again, so definitely putting up a good game here, right around 440, 450. So they're going to be about even going into the last 2 games here. And again, I think it's Denmark from the first squad is going to be safe in the middle rounds. And I think Netherlands with 24.05 making it, but for sure nothing is certain yet. Let's see. Two games to go. Now's the time where if you can throw for the teams that right around that cut number, if they can throw one big game in there, they can pretty much lock themselves in into the medals. But again, if you ball a bad game, you can make it very difficult for yourself in the last game. We have Germany at 1572. Probably need about 800 or 840, somewhere between 840 and 800 to make the cut here. We have Austria at 1566, pretty much in the same boat as Germany. Need around 800 or somewhere between 800 and 840. England is leading, tied with Sweden with 16-19. So both those teams are 19 pins over par. So they probably need. So right now it's looking like the cut is gonna be the Netherlands at 24.05. But let's see what's gonna happen here. Let's see Austria here. They fortunately started with an open, but took plenty of time to get it going. Need a big couple good games here. It looked like Jacqueline switched back to the balls she was using the first 3 games, and it looked pretty good the first shot here. See Michelle here. Good spare from Michelle there from Austria. We need to put up a couple doubles here to get close to that. It looks like the looks like the cut is going to be right around that 2400 mark. So Austria needs a couple good games here. Comparing, let's see Jackie here before. And looks like we're kind of starting to see some of the same things as in the first squad, where the little bit earlier, smoother balls that the girls were using early on are starting to be a little too early and kind of get too smooth down the lane. So they kind of what we saw the first squad, where the girls needed to get into a little shinier, a little quicker response time balls, balls that are a little more angular, and I think from what I'm seeing, a lot of the girls are actually already switching to, or have already switched to those kind of balls, but I think they just did it a little too. I think they just did it a little too quick, which hurt their scores early on in this block. Alright, let's see here. Starting on the fifth game here. Down the low end, where we have the two front runners from this squad right now. We have Sweden on 1 and 2, and England on 5 and 6. Let's see if they can keep up their good bowling here and stay in the top 4. Sweden after a little bit better start than England with a double and no opens. England 1 open and no doubles, but they're still in a good position. The important thing for those two teams, 23-71, which was Malta's score from the first squad, and not below third place, or not falling below second place in this squad. So they can't quite relax yet, but they play in a position. I'm sorry if you have a little trouble hearing me, or if there's a little too much noise. There's a lot of people in here and it's affecting the signal a little bit, but I hope you can still hear me. Let's see. Up here and looking at some of the contenders that could make a little run here. Let's see. Netherlands with the front 5 for Bianca. Fortunately, they're probably a little too far back to really make a run here, but a good finish going into the girls' team event would be nice for them. Then we have Austria. Fortunately, not bowling terrible here, but they need to put together some doubles, and they're not doing it right now. Also take a look at Germany. Germany is also close. Germany was at 28 under for 40 games, but off to a rough start here, so they need to rebound, finish off this game good, save it as good as they can, then bowl a good last game. It looks like the two good spare from Germany, Francesca. Making the 3-6-7-10. 3-6-7-10. Big spare right now because they can't afford more opens. They need to get back on and throw some doubles. get back close to that 2400 score. See if they can't catch either Sweden or England. Unfortunately, Marissa had a chance of double there. Goes a little bit high, leaves a 4-pin. Not far from tripping that 4-pin, getting that double, which would be pretty big for him. But at least she's in the puzzle, so hopefully she can put together a good run here. Austria kind of seeing the same thing from Jacqueline from Austria that I saw from Mika. It had that really good look with a little bit earlier, slower ball from the start, and then that ball starts to be a little too early, burn up a little bit, lose too much energy, and they start struggling with carry, and then they go a little high, then they go a little light, and it just looks like she needs to get into a little quicker ball that's maybe a little bit cleaner and hooks a little bit more on the back end. It looks like both Germany and Austria is gonna have it's gonna need a big finish here to have a chance at the medals. Both teams are struggling this game and need some strikes. Just gonna do a quick look down here in the low end. So we have Sweden pretty much just grinding out, facing 182-0, which isn't going to hurt them at all right now. And then we have England pacing 170 and 220. So both teams are doing what they need to do, trying to stay out of trouble and just grind away some decent scores here. Meanwhile, we have, let's see here, we have on line 16, we have Bianca Brommer from the Netherlands with the front 8. Unfortunately, the Netherlands this time doesn't have the best score. Front 9 for Bianca. didn't have the best score before this game, but they have a chance at a 5-23 this game. And if they shoot 123 over this game, they're going to be very much in contention again. Before this game, they were at about 50 under. Oh, sorry, about 150 under. Sorry. So if they can strike out for 123 over this game, they're going to be right back in it. Take a look here. Germany with a chance for Turkey here. Looks close. And she got it. Alright, so Germany a chance at 172 and 212. So not so if they with two doubles in the 10th frame here, they bail out a decent game here, and they probably still gonna need around 440 or 450 the last game to have a chance, but at least it's gonna be possible. Let's see here. And 15. Oh, 10 pin for Bianca. Spare 279. And really good game for the Netherlands here. Fortunately, a little bit far back, but if they can do this again, I think they have a really good. They can really have a chance at getting into the medal round. Good spare by Bianca. And no matter if they end up making run the medals or not, that's a big game for her individual score too, for all event score, bringing her total back to plus 29 with a strike on the fill here. Oh, 274. Really impressive, and a bit of unusual of a score. It's not very often you shoot 274, but kudos to Bianca. Big game. And a strike from Aniek. So Netherlands shooting 70 or 80 over this game. Just take a quick look down below and see what England and Sweden are doing. So Sweden has pretty much locked up their semi-final place with 202 and 247 if Hannah can strike here. 247 and 240. So they're gonna be around 70 over. So that is pretty much locked up a semi-final spot for Sweden. If they ball another good game, they might even lead. So right now it looks like Denmark 1 is gonna make the semifinals, and Sweden 2 is gonna make it. It's just a matter of in which order. And then we have England. England is pacing 159 and 220, so England is falling a little bit behind. Sweden here, but still staying in front of Germany, the Netherlands, and Austria. So they're staying in second place. For this squad, and probably gonna be close to the cut after this one. So it looks like Denmark 1, Sweden 2 in the finals, and then we have Netherlands 1 with 24.05 and Malta with 23.71, and both girls from England Open here. So if they strike out here, if they both double in the 10th frame, they're gonna be right around even for these 5 games. So Malta could still make it with 23.71, or one of the other teams if they manage to. 23.71 might be the magic number. Unfortunately, it looks like Austria, great spare by Michelle from Austria, but unfortunately it looks like Austria is gonna be a little bit left behind here. They are gonna be around 80 under, so they need a big last game to make a run. Germany is also right around 80 under, so need another 50 over probably to have a chance. 159 for Izzy Allen from England. And Sophie from England has a chance at 220. Again, if she managed to get all three here, they're shooting 379. That's going to put him at -2 going into the last game. Looks like the magic number for it's gonna be getting above that 2371 posted by Malta. Looks like, so far it looks like from the first squad we have Denmark, who are safe, and probably also have Netherlands with 2405 that are gonna be safe for the finals. At least there's a couple teams that need to shoot some really big games to get around them if they're not gonna be safe. So then from this squad we have Sweden, who currently is at around 70 overs. So it looks like it's going to be a matter of if Sweden is going to be second or first. And then we have England in good position to get the last spot in the finals. For other teams with a chance, we've also got Netherlands, who are gonna be around 60 under, I believe. So again, they need a big score to get there, but it is possible. So the big storylines here from the last game, before the last game here, is can Sweden shoot another 410 or 420 to get the lead from the Danish team, or and can England hold on and shoot 380 to stay in front of Malta's 2371? And then, of course, can Germany, Netherlands, Austria put together a big game now and make a run at that last spot in the finals? Let's see, we have an update here. Sweden, 2067. England, 1996. Austria, 1928. Germany, 1920. Netherlands, 1919. I miscalculated, sorry. So we have three teams that are about 80 under. They would need about 50 over. Sorry, 60 over to get to the medals. It certainly is possible, but they need to get off to a good start here. Then we have Sweden, who needs around 400 and I believe 413 to take the lead from the Danish girls. And then we have England, who needs to shoot 380 to stay ahead of Malta. Let's see here. England. Spare strike to start. This is it's a tough situation to be in for England, because it's kind of like you're basically looking at just not making any mistakes, because you know if you go down. It's a tough situation for England, but it's because you know that if you can just go 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare the whole game, you're gonna make the medal round. But at the same time, it doesn't take much to turn 9 spare into 8-1. So you have to be aggressive too, but at the same time you can't take stupid chances. And a big double for Sophie there. Let's see if any of the girls here see if Austria, Germany or Netherlands can make a run here too. Gonna wait a little bit, watch England here early in the game, and then see what happens. Oh, not a good shot by EYC. But a makeable split, however. So be a big moment to make that spare. Sweden looking pretty solid. Oh, just unfortunate break there. But still, Sweden looks like they're hitting the pocket down on 3 and 4. As said, they need 413 to go around the Danish girls and get the #1 seed. Germany tripped out 4-9 for a double on 15-16. Big double for Germany. They need about 460, 450, 460. So they need a couple breaks this game. See Sophie if she can keep up her strike. And a 4-9. Wow. So right now England is pacing 170, 190 if she doesn't make the 4-9. They need 370. Oh, she made the 4-9. They need 370. So England needs 377, I believe, to go around Malta. Right now they're pacing 373. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Right now they're pacing 383. So it's gonna be very, very close here. Good spare by Isabel Allen. Basically what England needs now is high count on every shot and to make their spares. If they do that, they are gonna be in the finals. Good shot by Sophie. Looks like the girls knows it. They know they need a decent game here to get there. So far, Austria is pretty much out of the running for the middle rounds. Good run here, but it seems like it's going to come to an end here. Jacqueline still has a really good score for her all events and can actually, with a good game here, with a good 200 game here, she'll be the highest girl score. So Isabel from England tried to make a ball change there. Seemed like it hooked a little bit too much and left an 8, but simple 8 spare here. I think it was a good move. The other balls she was throwing looked just a little too clean. So I think going to one that's a little earlier is a good move. Now she just needs to dial in the speed and move her feet a little, I think. See if Sophie can get a double here. It'd be get a really big double for England here. All right, let's take a look at Sweden here, see if they can go around Denmark. Sweden looks like they're gonna be the #1 seed here. After a good start to this game, and it looks like they're gonna take the #1 spot. Sophie didn't manage to get the double for England, but a spare, and then Izzy struck in the 6th frame. So England's still in good position to make the finals, but it's going to be very, very close here. See if any of the see if Germany or Netherlands have a chance here. Germany making a little bit of run, pacing 2:20 and 2:0. Need a few more doubles. Netherlands don't have any doubles, so they are pretty much out at this point. See, Germany needs just a minute. Germany were at 1920, so they would need 50 plus 52. They would need plus 52 this game to make it around Malta. And right now they are at plus 34. But then you also have England. And Sophie just opened, but Izzy just doubled. So England is still pacing. England is still pacing. This is a lot of math I have to do in my head. England's still pacing 180 and 190, so England's still staying ahead of Malta. Oh, great shot by Germany for ring 10. Let's see Sophie here. Got a chance. 7 pin. Pacing 182 and 193. That is 80. That's 75. That's actually only 75, and they need. I believe they need 375 to tie Malta. So very, very close right now. This would be a huge strike by Izzy. Oh, good break and a turkey. That puts England back in front of Malta. Oh, and a split for Germany. That probably is gonna come pretty close to ending their run here. Still have a chance. Let's see England. England here. Bucket for Sophie. They're still in front of Malta, but she needs to make this, and it's gonna probably gonna come down to count here. So very, very tight. Germany can be the spoiler here if they finish off strong here. Good spare by Sophie. Let's just take a quick look at Sweden, see if they're gonna if they keep going and are gonna beat Denmark. And yeah, Sweden are bowling a big game this game, have a chance at 220 or 250, 220. So Sweden, Judith and Hannah is gonna be the #1 seed. Megan and Mika from Denmark are going to be the #2 seeds. Looks like it's going to be Netherlands from the first squad that are going to be the #3 seed, and #4 seed is between Malta, who are done at 23.71, England, and Germany. Alright, let's see Sophie here. Good shot by Sophie. Let's just take it. When the girls are done here, we're going to shut off the channels, and then we're going to open up for the semifinals. The girls are going to be on channel 1 and the boys are going to be on channel 2. And now Germany is officially out. They can't get to they can't go past Malta, so now it's a question of, is it gonna be Malta or England in the final? Oh, let's see here. 10th ring. England needs 376, I believe. 376. They are currently pacing 191 and 187, so they just need to go spare. Big strike there. Good for the count too. 190. If Izzy gets a spare here to shoot 192, that would mean that Sophie would need to shoot 184. So she would need to go 8 spare 8. So let's see here. Gonna see if I can. Oh, big trip two. Big trip two. 202. That means that all Sophie needs to do is 9 on her first shot. It's very big for Izzy to get at least 8 on this shot. Let's see. It looks like she got 9. 9-201. Sophie needs to shoot 175. So she needs 8-1, I believe, in the 10th frame. Needs 9 on her first shot to put England in the finals. Nine on her first shot, and England is in the finals in front of Malta. Oh. 7 split. 4, 6, 7. She needs to get 2. She needs to get 2. That would put Malta and England in a tie, I believe. I believe Malta's score was 23-71. England is gonna shoot. She got 2. 23-71. I believe that's a tie for 4th place. I believe that's a tie for 4th place between Malta and England with 23-71. The tie rule is a new 9th and 10th frame roll-off until the tie is broken. So we will have a roll-off in a few minutes here to see who gets the 4th spot in the finals. Again, I believe we have a tie for 4th place in the girls' doubles. We're waiting for confirmation of that. If it is, it's a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. All right, so let's see if we can get this this confirmed. Just need the scores to update here. We are waiting to see if England and Malta are going to be in a tie for 4th place. I believe they are. If they are, it's going to be a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. And just to make it clear, the rest of the top 4 is Sweden with Judith and Hannah from this squad. They're going to be the leaders. Congrats to them. And it's going to be Denmark with Megan and Mika. And then it's going to be the Netherlands, the team that bowled this morning. And then it's going to be either England with Sophie Thompson and Isabel Allen, or it's going to be Malta with Raquel and Sarah. I haven't figured out how to say that last name, but from Malta. We are still waiting for confirmation of the scores, but if we have a roll-off, and I believe we do, we're also waiting on where the roll-off will be bowled, of course. It'll be on either channel 1, 2, or 3, depending on what part of the center they're doing it in. 1 would be the first 8 lanes, channel 2 would be the middle 8 lanes, and oh, we have an update here. 23-71 for England. That should be a tie. So
we do have the final standing of the qualification in girls doubles, where Sweden is the first with 25-25. Denmark is second with 24-79. Netherlands is third with 24.05, and we have a tied position for number 4 and 5, which is England and Malta, both with 23.71. I must ask both doubles to enter lane 15-16 for 10 minutes practice before there'll be a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
The roll-off is confirmed. It is between Malta and England at 23-71. They will bowl a 9th and 10th frame roll-off right now on lanes 15 and 16, so you have to go to channel 2 to watch that. So go to channel 2 and watch the roll-off. The girls are gonna have 10 minutes of practice in a few moments, and then we'll get the roll-off underway.
Herðu, þið passið upp á bjórunum.